We right back, man, with another video, guys. Semen retention, your presence scare weak people. It does. No, people that's at a low vibration, that's at a low frequency, your presence is going to naturally scare them. It's going to scare them out of their mind, because they can just feel the high energy. They can just feel your presence. And they're going to be wondering, like, why I felt his energy before he even came across the corner. Why did I feel his energy before he even walked past me? It's going to scare them people away. Trust me. They're going to be intimidated by you. Especially when it comes down to guys. A lot of guys are weak. And they're going to be intimidated by your energy on semen retention. It's just going to be too high. It's like you become more secure with yourself, guys, on semen retention. It's like that self-love, that high vibration. You know, you're being masculine without even putting in any effort. You're not even trying to be masculine. You just naturally in that masculine mindset, in that masculine frame, in that masculine high vibration. You know, the guys that you scare off, that you intimidate, those are the guys that they're almost feminine. They releasing, they're not retaining their sexual energy. They like discipline. They living in lust. Those are guys that you're going to scare off, guys. And those guys are the type of guys that's going to look at you mean, or they're going to look at you and roll their eyes at you. Like, it was a guy, he looked at me, while I was standing in line at, the place that I work at. I was just standing in line. I work fast food, y'all. So I'm standing in line on break, and he just turns around and rolls his eyes at me. Because my masculine frame on semen retention, it intimidated him. He felt like a little boy to me. And he was much older than me. He was like in probably his like 29, 30, probably in his 30s. And I'm just only 26. And he turned around and looked at me with a mean look. But at the same time, when he looked at me with a mean look, he couldn't even really look at me. He rolled his eyes at the same time. That's how I knew for a fact that my energy, my masculine energy he was intimidated. And he never came back ever after that again, after he did that. Scared him away, intimidated him. See, this is what happens when you are on semen retention. And you're not trying to, attract those low vibrational guys, but those low vibrational guys, they feel your energy. It's you're like a signal to them. You're giving off a signal that's just too strong for them. And when they look at that signal, when they get triggered by it, it's too much energy in it. It's too much electricity coming from that signal. That's you, guys. It's crazy. Even when it comes down to women, you're going to scare off women. It's going to be women that's low. See all the low vibrational women, when you're walking and stuff like that, and they feel your energy, when they look at you and you look back at them, they're going to turn their heads real quick. They're going to turn their head real quick. As soon as you look at them, they're going to turn their head. But the women that's high vibrational, that's spiritual, they're going to smile at you, or they're going to look at you like, like you're the best thing since sliced bread. You guys, this is what's going to happen when you get on semen retention. And it's very, very spiritual. This journey is very, very spiritual. You're more tapped into like what's going on with people, how people interacting with you on this journey, guys. But it is just so true, guys. You're going to scare off all the weak people. The people that's not supposed to be in your life. The people that just want to drain you. You're going to scare them off. The people that don't have no sexual discipline, especially the guys. So many guys you're gonna scare off. So don't feel intimidated, or don't get mad when guys are looking at you, or don't get mad when guys, give you a mean mug. Don't get mad when guys roll their eyes at you, because that's feminine. A guy did me like that, but I didn't get mad. I didn't feel no type of way. I just looked at him with confidence. Because when you on semen retention, bro, you got that stare. That focus that's coming from that stare, it's going to scare off a lot of dudes. Like I said, he couldn't even catch really eye contact with me. He rolled his eyes at me. He couldn't even really look at me. That's how I knew for a fact, like, that, man, semen retention is real. This journey is it get really real. But you must stay in frame. Don't feel like, disrespected unless someone say something to you disrespectful, or they actually, like, physically do something to you disrespectful. A guy. Just because a guy rolls his eyes at you, don't feel like you need to do something, about it. Or don't get ticked off too quick, or if a guy stare at you. Don't feel no type of way. It's just your vibration. They can feel that vibration. That's what it really is. And a lot of the weak guys are going to give you this low vibrational stuff. Staring at you. Mean mugging you. This is all the weak low vibrational guys talking about you. All this type of stuff. This is what the low vibrational guy that doesn't retain his sexual energy, this is what he's going to do. This you got to expect this. I'm giving you guys the signs of what's going on when you scared off these low vibrational people. But they don't want, they don't want no physical contact. You know what I'm saying? I'm not promoting, do anything negative, but they don't want no physical contact with you because you much masculine. You much stronger, you much quicker. You got more mental strength. It's, what I'm saying? They don't want to take it there with you. You know what I'm saying? When it come down to get physical. So they're going to do little things on the side. Look at you, stare at you, give you a smirk, mean mug, all this type of stuff. Guys, just ignore it. Continue to go on about your day and your life. You know what I'm saying? But one thing about me, I'm a YouTuber, so I can talk about it, about things that happen, when it come down to scaring off these weak people. And it's mainly the guys. You want to scare off a lot of guys, man. And through my experience, this is why I can tell you guys, like, giving you a heads up, like, it's going to happen. Don't get out of frame. Don't show these guys your superpowers unless it is necessary, unless it's warranted. Don't take it up. I know a lot of you guys gonna be wanting to take it up, like, man, I could do this or I could do that. Man, he ain't. I know you feel like that when you're on semen retention, like, bro, I wish he would just, try me. You gonna have that type of mindset, nah. You gonna be ready to get it on with anybody, but guys, man, like I said, stay in frame. It's gonna happen. And like I said, when it comes down to the women, the women that's like that kind of masculine, they gonna roll their eyes at you too. It's gonna be some women that just don't like you either. That the ones that try to act masculine, they gonna do the same thing. Just ignore it. Go on about your life. So you know what I'm saying, going about your day, because you're gonna pass a lot of people that give you funny type, give you low vibrational stares and looks. You know what I'm saying? So, because a lot of people are low vibrational in this realm. A lot of people, they're not used to being around high vibrational people. So that's not really a normality in this society. It's just not, guys. So you got to understand it's more spiritual. It's more spiritual. Like, you at a different level. You at a different frequency than them. And it's a lot of jealousy. It's a lot of envy. It's going to be a lot of dudes that's envy and jealousy of your masculinity. You're going to have that deep voice. My deep voice, like I said, is getting more deeper. And stuff like that. I don't have to project my voice as much like I used to. But guys, man, everything going to come. They're going to be jealous of so much stuff about you. How you talk, how you walk. But you're going to scare off. You know what I'm saying? Got a bug trying to come at me, man. I'm going to see they feeling my vibration. So, but guys, man, it's real on this journey. You don't get all this type of stuff, guys, when you are on semen retention. So you must be aware, and you must have a spiritual mind, not a carnal. So you gotta convert. You gotta level up. So you can't have that carnal mind on semen retention, guys. You gotta level up. You gotta avert. You gotta move up a degree. You gotta understand. Okay, this guy is doing this because of this, or this guy's he's doing this because of that. You gotta know. You gotta have a discerning spirit. You gotta know what's really going on. Because so many guys out here, they want semen retention and they don't really know what's going on. You know, they ready to get out of character. Like, guys, you ain't got to do none of that. As long as no God physically tests you, you are fine. You know, you good. You ain't got to show them that you Goku, or, you know, show them that, you know, you Bruce Lee, and you ain't got to do that. I know that you got that. You know, I know you got it in you. But guys, man, you must stay humble. You must stay calm, because this is going to happen. You know, it's spiritual. You know, this is why I'm learning more about semen retention, man. It's more spiritual than it is natural. So you can't have a natural mindset, man. You got to get rid of that natural mindset and get a spiritual mindset on semen retention. You got to move up in vibration. You got to move up in consciousness. You can't stay at the same consciousness, man. This is why I do these videos for y'all, because a lot of you guys, man, y'all be quick to, you know what I'm saying, just chill out. Stay chill. Stay masculine. Stay free. You know what I'm saying? Handle situations when you need to handle situations. But you're going to scare off a lot of people. You're going to scare off a lot of people, man. You know, don't be surprised when a lot of people don't want to kick it with you no more. They don't want to hang out with you no more. Don't be surprised, man. It comes along with the journey. It comes along with the level up. What God is doing is removing all those toxic people that's not supposed to be in your life, out of your world, because they ain't nothing but a distraction. You got to understand that. Most people in this room is nothing but a distraction. The majority of people, guys, are followers. They're not leaders. They're just not. But when you on semen retention, excuse me, guys, burping on semen retention, you know, getting it all out. But, you know, when you are on semen retention, you convert to a leader. You're no longer a follower. And you feel comfortable in your own skin. No, you just feel comfortable, guys. It just, man, there's just so much peace within the mind on semen retention. You ain't looking for trouble or none of that, guys. But you got to expect these things to happen. People just, you know, on some low vibrational stuff. But, like me, when I detect that type of stuff, it just really just motivates me. Like, yeah, man, I already know what's going on, bro. I already know why they staring at me. I'm on semen retention. You know, I just be thinking that the whole time. I already know why he mean about me. I'm on semen retention. I be thinking that the whole time, and it just motivates me and keep me in good spirits, guys. You got to think about it like that. That you at a high vibration. You're not at a lower vibration. That's what it be, guys. It don't be nothing else. And, like, God, so many dudes around here, they just low vibrational. They don't want to level up. They don't want to retain their sexual energy. They want to release. You know, they feeding their ego. You feeding your soul. Gosh, when you on semen retention, you start to begin to feed your soul. Your soul become more healthier. But when you now on semen retention, you are in ego. You trap within the confines of your ego. You know what I'm saying? God, man, it's so just so real out here. You know, they not gonna want to mess with you when you on semen retention. Trust me, they're not gonna want to mess with you. You know, they gonna say stuff about you. They gonna be like, man, you know, he different, or he changed, or whatever. Nah, bro, you just own your purpose. You just own your grind. Yeah, you change to a better person. But guys, man, these people, man, just expect for you to just scare off weak people. You know, friends, family, even your family, some of your family members, you know, when you stop doing stuff that you used to do when you wasn't on semen retention, you gonna scare off them too. You gonna scare them off, man. They like, man, oh, he think he all that now, or cause he own this or he own that. Guys, don't pay that no attention. Don't pay that no attention. You just keep elevating. No, you keep being that masculine man that you're supposed to be. You keep being that disciplined man that you're supposed to be, because it's going to pay off, especially when you are on your purpose. You're going to scare so many people when you are on your purpose. I'm telling you, they ain't going to know what hit them. Like, when your purpose start to take off, people are going to be surprised that you did it, because they thought that you couldn't do it. Or they tried to do it, but they stopped along the way, and you kept going, and now you doing it. You know you living their dream life that they quit on. You know, you living out the dream that they thought that they couldn't get, that they didn't have the vibration and the mindset to get. You living out that. You gonna scare them away. You gonna scare a lot of people away, man. You gotta be prepared, because this is spiritual. You know what I'm saying? This is real, man. Guys, man, I just wanted to deliver this message to y'all, because a lot of y'all probably be wondering, bro, like, what's going on? Why certain people don't want to hang around me no more? Or why people are looking at me like this? Or why they acting towards me like this? Because, bro, your vibration. It's your vibration. You don't want to smoke and drink no more.